For those of you that have followed me and had read my C2E2 review, you know that show was a mix of a lot of bad and some really, really good things. One of those good things was being able to connect with a lot of different creators on the last day that I was doing the show. Since the show for me was basically a wash, I decided to go out and support my fellow creators and meet new people. And this was a book that I stumbled across. Alex Kane and Rachel Bennett created this wonderful story called Beyond the Western Deep. I'm going to just show you some of the aspects of this. The printing of it is phenomenal. I got them to sign it, which was fantastic. Some sketches here on the inside, copyright, all the legal information here. The artwork is gorgeous. It's a wonderful foreword in here from, believe it or not, Sean Rubin, illustrator for the Redwall series. And I haven't had, to be completely honest, a chance to finish reading through this. But I'm going to get to that here in a moment as to why. First of all, my reading backlog is ridiculous. But secondly, I had something that was connected with this that I picked up at the same time that I'll get to here in just a moment that diverted my attention. So the gloss stock used is phenomenal. I don't know who they used for printing, but it came out beautiful. I love the beginning of the story. It very much feels like any fantasy movie I've really loved tells its story through different mosaics and patterns and pictures and recalls, and I really love this. The panel usage is pretty standard, but the artwork is wildly effective in this. And just going through it, even things like this, it's really, really nice. This really hits home for me. I mean, for any of you that know me, I love hiking, I love the forest, I love camping, so a scene like this is sort of like the establishing shot when you see Frodo as Gandalf is approaching. I'm not going to give away or show all of the panels in here, but I was going to flip through a few of them and say that, like, for the little bit that I have read, it's really well done. It seems like a really interesting story, and I know they have a lot more in the works. Both of them were really nice people. Whenever I had a chance to come up and talk to them for a bit, and I had looked at, first of all, I don't have any pictures of their table presentation. I wish I did. They set it up really nice, and for everything they had there for sale, I really enjoyed the entire experience, not just talking to them, but interacting and looking at what they had on the table. I certainly got a couple of lessons for myself from that. So let's go ahead and jump to the back here. This is the stuff that I really appreciate whenever anyone includes it. I include it in my own releases, but I love seeing other people do this. They have everything from breaking down basically how scenes work, how they work out all this stuff, which is great for anyone beginning, or anyone that wants to know anything about this stuff or has a passing interest in just how comics, graphic novels are made. And then there's a large smattering of different character designs throughout the book. This stuff is just top-notch. Just phenomenal. And it goes on and on into different ones. This one really got to me. Just that. And of course, there's a little bit of Don Bluth, Disney-esque sort of design into this. And the sketching. That's really cool. All the working through that stuff. Just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, and the book in total is about 100 pages. A little bit over, I believe. So, I don't recall what I paid for this. I wasn't really concerned with that. And I don't know if they have a price point here on the back. Well, they do have an ISBN number down here. But the wraparound cover is really beautiful as well with the printing here along the side. This is really cool. The reason why I hadn't really jumped into this was, never mind the fact that I also ended up getting some stickers that I have yet to use. I imagine I wanted to put them in here, but I also kind of want to use them in the studio. I love this one so much. This is styled like a PC game. Now, the reason I'm covering this with my thumb is I think there's something here I'm not supposed to let anybody see. But this is a download for the game. Now, I already have my copy downloaded, and I really loved it. I am inspired by anyone that is willing to create a game or go beyond to expand the world that they have explored and shown us in a graphic novel, in a book, and a comic. So this was phenomenal. This really hit all the right spots for me. Now, I have a disc reader, and I thought, well, and I think I had asked them if there was anything on there. I believe they said no. I know that, like, if I pull off something like this, I know that in my head I was like, oh, I kind of want to hide something on here. Just in the event somebody someday decides to put something on there, I thought it'd be really funny to include a file on there. So, for what that's worth. Now, what really got cool was this. I saw this sticking out as well, too. Yes, this is another coded game, and it is a Nintendo Entertainment System. These are new. This is not a refurb. This is basically a clone of it. And it hits all the right spots with the art and everything on there. It's just freaking glorious. I even like that. The whole Adventure Series thing being with the main character in there. And it's really well put together. It looks like it uses standard screws instead of tri-wings. Yeah. And everything else like that. It's got the top labeling on there. This to me was a hell of a lot of fun. This is the kind of stuff that I love seeing people do whenever they're promoting their work, is seeing them do something so cool like this. I would have loved to have seen maybe even a graphic across here, but I understand this was even going above and beyond. It's even got the familiar fold. Everything is right on point. I imagine this is for a lot of people that want to make their own real custom games that work in the NES. I'm familiar with some of that zone having a huge love and hobby within the video game world, you know, especially for homebrew games and stuff like that. But this was phenomenal, and it would have been really hilarious if this had also worked in a Nintendo. But just the presentation of these two aspects were enough to make me want to buy them, because they do really have that look of games of their era coming out on these things. So back to the book. I recommend that if you get a chance and you can talk to Alex or Rachel at a show and you see them, check out and see what they've got going on. I love seeing people that are really building a world that is already powerfully cohesive and put together, and makes me want to get into it more. With that, real quick review of it. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll have some more books from my collection coming up now that I've started jumping back into video making for the other facets of my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. I am Mario the Artisan Rogue, and I'll catch you in the next book review.